Similar range. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just missing. Who knows? I know that they did the what do they call it? Include video. Yes, display messages. We don't want that. I know they did the Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna go in this bitch with the hovercraft. I know they did the update this morning. El Commandant, your death machine has arrived. Well, so I noticed like when flying helicopters and shit, like the only way you're going down is if you fucking crash it into the ground yourself. But that's a helicopter. I mean, I don't know how like effective they are at shooting rockets at ground vehicles. But yeah, they did the update today, which I thought was interesting. So I read the notes, and there was a bunch of hazard zone fixes, and then there was a couple things addressed. But they said that the update that happened today, addressed things that they realized just before launch. So the update today had nothing to do with any feedback or any experiences they've had this week. It was all stuff they knew about pre-launch, you know, obviously just before, but pre-launch, right? And then, oh, fuck. We're out of the zone. Oh, last second. Because that's their spawn area still. They took Bravo 1 at the last second is what it was.
Yeah, no, I took this.
Heard, I didn't. Okay, straight ahead. Lots of them.
I was saying, like, I caught that shit. I have to go right back.
Yeah. There's only 3 of them here somewhere. Okay, there we go. We're taking this, and they're not anywhere close to taking that other one. Oh, fuck. There you go. Plenty of bodies straight ahead. God damn. So yeah, so now it gives them... What the fuck happened with this helicopter? So now it gives them the opportunity... Oh, shit, there he goes. There's a rocket. So now it doesn't move our line for us yet, but it gives them like a 30-second head start to like fall back, fortify, get prepared. But anyways, so then in like 2 weeks or a week from now, sometime, they're going to put out another update. And that's supposed to address this first week's like notes and stuff. And then they're going to put out a third update before the, like, within a month. God, we are going to unlock everything for this shit today. Yo! Alright, I got something for that ass. It just really depends on which side they put me off. Of course they put me off on the other side.
Where's that fucking reload? Now I'm in need. Just run away. Just run away.
Spoken like a true depressed kid.
I can't hit them if you're driving that fast.
Sorry.
Contact directions.
Oh, updating the story of the kid with the silver hair and the Akatsuki bomber jacket. He went to the bathroom when we came out. We have like a wall. It's like a normal wall, and then the top half of the wall is like a silver, like plated pattern of some kind. I don't know what you would call that. But it's just like, it's just a metal wall surface with like a wallpaper-esque repeating pattern, you know, with like waves and shit, and grooves. And my dude was like walking back to his table, like stroking the fucking, the wall, just like petting it. And I was like, I now understand, like, when you say you don't want to wear your, like, Akatsuki cloak out in public, no matter, like, what, you know, even if it's Halloween. It's because, like, you're like, oh, I'm afraid to look like a super weeb, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that used to be a thing with us, too, but, like, nowadays, like, cosplay and haha, and if you do it for the memes, for the TikTok, it's socially acceptable, you know? And then I was like, you know, yeah, I know, I'm stuck on that hill. There we go. I'm like, you know what? But Emma's right. A kid goes out there, if he's not wearing it for the memes or for the jokes, if he's like legitimately wearing like a jacket, like this is fashionable to him, or he's wearing it because he thinks like it's gonna keep him warm or it's cool in any way, it's cringe as fuck, right? You guys would make fun of him. And that's your generation. You guys would just say, oh, what a weeb, and just make fun of him. My generation is like, alright, that's an active shooter. We're, there we go. The road is clear. God, what a fucking butchery. Alright, this might not be the best place for the hovercraft. Mostly because the objective is up also. It's above us. Oh no, there it is.
How the fuck does that no EMP?
We hate that kid. I hate that kid. He's the most annoying, like... yeah, right. He's 18. If his life story that he told us is true, he's 18, he's fucking this chick who's super toxic. He's already gotten her pregnant 3 times. And has like 3 kids, or 3 kids, I can't remember. And I'm sitting there like, you're 18, you have 2 or 3 kids with a girl that you obviously, like, you just said is toxic and y'all aren't good for each other. And whatever, you know? And these motherfuckers keep moving! Am I a joke to you? But anyway, so, and it was just annoying, you know, like, you can imagine, just an annoying fucking teenage kid. Not like Squeaker, just like the way he was talking. I was like, bro, you're not, that doesn't make you cool. So anyways, Acid Tabs, yeah, we squatted up with him in Rainbow Six Siege, and Baxter was like, I'm gonna invite that kid to the party because his name's Acid Tabs. What a fucking dumb name, you know? Imagine naming yourself that. And then ever since, he's been in this fucking party, and like he'll jump in every once in a while and say like, anybody want to play Rainbow Six Siege? And we'd stop playing. And so I'd message him and be like, no, no one wants to play fucking Siege, bro. You know, not like I got kind of mean because I thought it would just like deter him from ever messaging us again. I was like, you're fucking stupid. Your whole like story you told us yesterday was stupid. Fuck off. And then he responded with, so nobody wants to play Siege? And so now every once in a while he messages us, and he's just like obviously you just saw that. Now he's like fucking 2K, and we're like, bro, none of us play 2K. Like, stop messaging us. Yeah, it's really weird. Like 2K and Madden have just gotten such bad raps nowadays, because like, yeah, you've updated things, and I'm sure like you can continue, but there's only so many things you could possibly add to either one of those games to make them different, you know? Like, it was already looking like hella realistic 5 years ago. I was like, damn. If I didn't know you was playing a game, I could think that was fucking ESPN right now. Maybe if they didn't make them like yearly, and just did like DLC updates, like to update the rosters and shit, which they already do that. At least in FIFA, they'll update the rosters mid-season.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems pointless to buy the game and everything applies to it.
Yeah. You know,
He's not the new one anymore.
yeah, something like that. That's the thing. I mean, Call of Duty comes out every year, but it's like they'll completely redo mechanics, you know, and like add entire different gadgets and shit. Basketball is basketball. Like the rules ain't changing, you know. You can't. The physics aren't changing. So I don't know. Plus, like you said, is basketball like it's kind of I get it, like playing FIFA, and I've played Madden in the past, so it is kind of fun to play these things, but again, but not every year. Yeah.
I don't spend $60 on what comes out.
I am not overconfident.
Right. And that's not my main game. Like, I don't know. I say there's not a market for it. I say that knowing like people like the Sidemen and KSI like got big off of FIFA games, but it's not like I've never seen like a big NBA 2K streamer, you know. Or if there are, like, they're not. No one knows. Like the common person does not know an NBA 2K streamer.
No one cares to watch it.
Right, because you already like watch basketball. You could just watch a regular basketball game. And you could watch a soccer game. You could watch, and God forbid, can't imagine anybody watching a fucking person play FIFA. But, because even the things that I'm thinking of, like KSI and them, it was always like the pack openings. You know, that's what I remember them for, not fucking playing the actual game.
Let's get started.
All right, so that was Rush. Obviously, you can see how it is, and you can see if you played on the older ones, it's arguably like if you like that at all, or you thought interesting idea, I would definitely like play it on one of the older maps where Rush was. Obviously, this is the new one, and it has a different vibe than the older games. But the older games, like Conquest, has always been Conquest, but Rush was like a pretty battlefield experience. Like you didn't get that on COD, you know, like that style, and you detonate the bombs, and it used to be where you just detonate like Alpha or Bravo, and you could arm them at the same time, or you'd blow one up, you know, and then focus, but then the whole defense could focus on one objective also, you know. So it's pretty cool game mode. I never mained it. I was always like, damn, Conquest is so cool. Is there a particular map that we want to play / don't want to play.
Well, I don't want to play Hourglass.
Yeah, that's fair. This is just for Conquest. I was just gonna load up regular Conquest now.
You already know mine.
Well, it has to be one of the 2042 maps. For the AI. Unfortunately.
Just what is your name?
Wider.
Tombstone. Johnny Ringo, White Earp.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way you, with your dad, there is no way you don't know who Wyatt Earp is. There's no way you haven't heard his reference or Doc Holliday.
I know Doc Holliday.
Then you know
So,
who Wyatt Earp is.
so Doc Holliday, Emma. Doc Holliday is the guy who had tuberculosis, right? He was the fast gunslinger. Johnny Ringo's the bad guy in the movie who wants to fight him, right? And then Wyatt Earp was, and this is real life. Fuck the movie for a second. Real life, Wyatt Earp was like one of the most famous like sheriffs, good guy cowboys back in the day. He was the law, right? And he was the guy when you watch like cowboy western movies of any kind, like Hateful Eight or Django Unchained, all that type of shit. Any of those movies where they have like the sheriff who rolls in that everyone just knows, like, that's blah blah blah. It's based off of Wyatt Earp because motherfucker would walk into a town and like criminals would just shake in their boots, right? So in Tombstone, he's already done a bunch of shit and he's looking to retire, and then they hop in onto this city where fuck shit's going on, and he becomes a sheriff, and then people try to come in and like stiff arm him, and he's like, "You're not gonna want to do that, my guy." And then Johnny Ringo's like, "Oh, I want to do that." And then he's like, and then that's when Doc Holliday walks up and he goes, "I'll be your Huckleberry." So why? For fun.
Go.
Sorry, real quick. Fun fact: the frosted mug, and Ethan's seen it when he came to the wedding for Daniel. I showed him. We have a actual license to prostitution hanging up on the wall that was signed by Wyatt Earp. Because as sheriff, you know, he was able to sign permits, and I guess at some point you were able to give permits for that shit. So, yeah. And Ethan, of course, was like, "Yo, we got to steal that, bro." And I was like, "I'm not stealing this shit from this place that I worked at." But, you know, Ethan was like, "Holy shit, like that actually has Wyatt Earp's signature on it." And I was like, "And it's a fucking permit of to prostitution of all things." Like, goddamn. You tried to talk Heather into what?
I tried to talk Heather into if we ever had a boy naming him Wyatt.
No shit. My best friend when I was like in my neighborhood, his name was Wyatt. He was a short little pudgy kid, and I wonder to this day now what he looks like and whatever happened to him. But his family moved away when we were kids.
Yeah, she won't let me.
He lived right across the street. Wyatt is a cool name. I've met a couple good Wyatts, and I've met a couple like ass Wyatts, but it's like, you know, in between.
Yeah, Heather's only met one ass Wyatt. That's it. So I can't have a kid named Wyatt.
Damn. But yeah, Emma, that's why it's kind of funny, because you and I have the Crimson King Jaeger Bomb duo, and then those two got the Wyatt Earp and the Johnny Ringo duo. Yeah.
I didn't even know I have a sniper. I'm running with the fucking PB. Yeah, PBX.
Justin's was the same format as ours. Ethan's was the same.
Yeah, with did he do the 2 underscores in the middle of his?
I only did one.
Yeah. Ethan has the 2 underscores and then 2 numbers at the end.
Yeah. What is 0216? Is that Denali's birthday?
What is it? What's the numbers that I put up there?
0216?
0216 is mine and Heather's, like, year that we started.
Oh, okay.
The year and the month.
And then Evie's born in December, yeah.
Yes.
And Denali's June. Okay.
Alright, I got one more for him. Yeah, a little bit.
Yo.
Nothing major, though. She gave herself bangs. Hey, one of y'all got ammo that I can maybe refill this recoilless with so I can fuck with this tank some more?
I got engagement straight ahead. Finally. After I sprinted across halfway across the map just to see our friendlies finally taking the point.
Alright, where's this fucking tank? I got one recoilless round.
Yeah, it doesn't
Found
like...
it.
Alright, I'm trying to make my
Nope,
way up.
that didn't do it. That's 4 rounds I've shot at that bitch. And every one of them was a hit.
Alright, we going up the hill. Right? That's crazy to me. Although it is a tank, but even then, like, I'll get fucking 1 hit from a recoilless or 2 hit. And I mean, it is this, I'm assuming it's the soft points, like you have to hit them in the right spots in the back and the top, but...
This bitch was going down the mountain stuck, and I was hitting him dead on the top for 2 rounds. And then I hit him in the tracks. The tracks are soft spot too.
So, Emma, now that you've played it for a while, we've got a whole week, you know, tonight. The main game drops, and we're gonna get a whole bunch of fucking noobs jumping in. What are your thoughts, your takeaways, your pros, your cons? You did say at one point you'd rather even play Battlefield 4 just because it's already smooth and like polished out. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of running room.
The only way to like get more players on maps is
Right. And don't forget, like, as you make that point, and as I've made that point, I'm like, yeah, but if you play it on the PS5 and that, whatever, they also expand the maps out. So it's not even like it's this map, double the people. It's double the people, but then there's like 4 more points. There's 2 in each direction, you know? It's a bigger map, even with those people. So, I mean, it's not double the size of the map, so it would definitely help, but... But I don't think it's necessarily like the number of people is the problem. I think it's the spaces in between their points. Like their maps. Yeah, there's certain maps where it's just like, oh, here's a sand dune. And it's cool. You can have a map like that, and you can have a section like that, and whatever, like, because that's a thing. Like, there are parts of the world that just have fucking sand, you know? Like, there's not a building out in the desert, you know, and shit like that. But it's just so many of your maps are like that. Like,
yeah, like there's just so much like open space versus
and even
Well, that's what I like about fucking Battle of the Bulge, is because it's open, but it feels like home. It's got like that home feeling, because that's how our fucking fields and woods are.
yeah. But Battle of the Bulge is the snow one, with the windmill tower and all that type of shit. The old 1942 map.
1942. See, the only thing I don't like about that map is like that one's even just more empty. Like I played it a couple times and I've beaten less than 5 kills.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that one's
sorry.
a good sniping map. I'm about to get lit the fuck
Yeah,
up.
but that's the thing is, like, that map is a sniping map. Like, obviously that's probably the majority of the point of that map. I'd say,
Not everyone can snipe. Like that would be no point to the game.
right. And so if
Well,
you're
it's
running
only good on
around,
hardcore. Like
I
the
would
way
say-
that me and Cody played it.
I would say Battlefield 1 got those old-timey maps right, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed those maps because, yeah, you'd have your objectives like this, but then in between they would have trenches. And there were places you could run across the top, and then obviously you're exposed, or you could run through the fucking, like, trenches to get from objective to objective, you know? And so that gave you, like, a little bit more cover. It's, like, this map here isn't horrible, because there's plenty of stuff in between. You got the hills have rocks, there's plenty of containers here and shit like that. But even, like, Orbital, from one tower to the next, it's pretty open. And you might go from the tower, the skyscraper tower, to Bravo and take that building, but then trying to cross from there over to the rocket has that entire, like, that trench, you know what I'm talking about? That they cut into the ground for some reason. I don't even know what that is or what it's for. But that's, you know, that's where we get engaged a lot. And then you have to cross that, and there's nothing. There's no... I don't need there to be fucking buildings everywhere and shit like that, but then at least give me something natural to, like, duck behind, like this here, as, like...
Oh, fuck! Run the opposite way. Run the opposite way. Alright, it's gone. Never mind. It was a wildcat. On the fuck upon.
The desert map obviously is a huge... I mean, that's a huge offender of it. So much of that map is empty. Hourglass. Kaleidoscope has a lot of spaces that are also, like, out in the open in between.
Has, like, natural shit, buildings, and it's not like...
There are...
Like, these points where it's just flat.
There's little walls and shit like that to get behind, and... So it's better, for sure. Yeah, I think, honestly, this game, it's really hurt them, and I know that they did. So, in retrospect, I might be misspeaking, but I'm pretty sure Battlefield 4 had 10 maps. And if it wasn't 10, they had 8, but I'm pretty sure it was 10. I'm almost positive it was 10. This game gave you 7, but it gave you Portal, and was like, here's remastered versions of these other 6 maps. So, cool, I guess, right? The problem is you can't play those and unlock attachments. So you're really, to like really get everything unlocked and shit, you're playing the same 7 maps. I guess Charlie too.
Strike that objective.
Dope. So you're playing the same 7 maps, and then
I need that real quick, hang on.
no, they've taken that, so we're heading to Bravo.
Clear that objective.
Where you want to go?
Bravo 1.
Bravo 1.
Oh, blueberries are taking it.
Also,
Take us to Alpha.
also supposed to be about... Our forces control most sections. Obviously, it's 20 years ago. But, like, it doesn't look... It just looks normal. It just looks like...
So let me tell you my theory with that, my belief, is they knew not to go future, right? Because people, right, because that's burnt out, and you end up getting into fucking exosuits and jetpacks and shit like that, right? And they're like, nah, we don't want to do
I
that.
got this, guys. You like that flip, right?
That was a good landing.
Right on top.
So they definitely wanted to do modern, right? But Warzone had just done a game called Modern Warfare, you know, like, so they couldn't copy either. So I think they put it into the near future. It gave them the freedom to add shit like a fucking Robo-Dog and shit like that. But at the same time, it's just a modern... This is Modern Warfare with, yeah, a couple things that exist today, probably in the next 20 years to get, you know, perfected. But there is nothing futuristic really about this game. And I think they just wanted to make a modern shooter without copying it. So they're like, you know, modern enough.
Why couldn't they just do, like, the current?
I mean, they could have. I don't know, man. I think they wanted to, like, set it apart and give people, like, if you say it's futuristic, the people who want a modern war be like, eh. If you say it's modern, the people who are like, oh my god, I've already played that, you know, that's what Warzone's doing. And if you put it somewhere in the middle, then it's enticing for everyone, I guess. You're like, oh. Well, that's
Everybody all has an ammo crate?
Emma does. That's the problem with this whole genre, is eventually, like, honestly, what, like, the next round of games, what are you possibly going to do? You've done the Cold War now, you know? Someone could go back and like, Battlefield Vietnam, But again, that's going to be more of the same of the Cold War, you know? We've done World War One and World War Two recently. We've done modern. We did future. So I really don't know like what fresh idea you could do. I don't even know. Vanguard's back in World War Two, right?
I think so. No, I think it was before World War II.
Hmm. Somewhere in between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But I think, so you have 7 maps, and that's definitely my problem with the game right now, is a week in, and I'm like, alright. These maps are okay. Yeah. Even though it's fun, and even though it's fresh, and I love a lot of the updates, you know, but that's the problem I find myself. I'm like, damn, I really wish Battlefield 4 had, like, the individual ping and a slide. You know? If you slap a slide in a little ping thing, like squad ping, on a Battlefield 4, I'm playing it for another year. Just none of these maps are...
Like, movement in so much more like shit. This one you're just kind of running around with the
Yeah.
That's why I like There's like, you get zip lines, you get buildings to jump off of.
Well,
Shouldn't be a shot from the left.
And that's a thing, and now that I think about it, actually, there are no attack boats in this game.
There's not. And I really like the attack boats in Battlefield 4.
There's like no water.
Right, so like water doesn't really get used. And I mean, that's exactly right. When I think of like fucking Golem Railway, the big open map, that's the big map. That's supposed to be the biggest map in Battlefield 4. And yeah, there are fields, and there are some empty...
I'm dead next to, like, in the building, like, this is please stop preparing salads with the paper shredder on the wall.
Repairing salads? Or preparing?
Preparing, like, prepping.
Wow. Get her first.
I can't even revive you.
I'm dead.
Oh, I got her. We're good.
Wow, that was close.
But yeah, so I mean, that's supposed to be the biggest one. Where's the sign that you're talking about? Please stop preparing salad with the paper shredder. That's perfect. That's truly a work of art.
Sector Alpha under control.
Yeah, I don't know what it means. Why would anyone do that?
When parking, please use only one space. Yeah, that's
Fair. That's actually fair.
honestly, I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and I'm gonna send y'all a video of me putting a fucking leaf into the fucking paper shredder.
I just want to do that for a mom while she's in the office.
What are you doing, making myself a salad?
Chopping the lettuce.
Bro, you won't. You have to record that like candid camera. That's a TikTok and a half.
Bro, I'm gonna wait for them to have to make dinner or something. Lettuce, I'm just gonna get right back. Bring the shredder in the kitchen and then do it.
Bro. So, Goldman Railway, there are like 2 or 3 spots I can think of that are open field-ish, right? But when you're running across that, you understand that's the risk of going that route, you know? You are in the open, and you might have to duck and blah, 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 right? But most of that you can move building to building, and when you are out in the open, it's kind of like a cover system, like, hey, you go run out, I'll cover you from here, and when you get to the other side, you cover me and I'll cross the field, you know? It's one of those types of deals. The other area of field I can think of is typically not inhabited by infantry. Infantry doesn't cross that, vehicles do. So, and they have like a town area that you can kind of run through building to building, and you're throwing C4 onto the walls to blow them up. And even though this is Battlefield, and you probably can if you were running C5, I haven't seen people doing that. Like, you don't need to blow, because there's not enough buildings to really fuck with that, you know?
I also like
Mm-hmm.
I like that everyone had their roles and like
Objective Alpha 2 under attack.
those people to do good as a squad. Like you needed good strategy, a lot more work.
Yeah.
Now everyone just pick what they want.
Reloading! Watch it!
So I will say, first of all, I like that you said that because you're not like a huge Battlefield player. You don't have experiences outside of Battlefield 4. I don't think you played Battlefield 1, did you?
I might have a few times.
But nothing crazy, yeah. So that's a thing a lot of people are saying, especially like the old heads. And I've embraced it and like tried to work with it, but I think you're absolutely right. It definitely, first of all, this game is, the squads are broken. I will say that's the one thing that's like, what the fuck? Like, y'all gotta fix this if this is gonna be a game that gets played in the long term. Doesn't matter at all. You can't control it. You can't squad up in middle game. You can't change squads. You can't say, hey, this squad's out there. I got matched with 2 fuckers sitting on a tower sniping. I want to change squads. You can't do that. And we haven't had that problem yet, but obviously, like, if we were playing with Sorrow and Ethan was here now, and let's say Tension was wanting to get on, there's no way to squad up in a game with the 4 of us and then add, you know, hey, we have 8 friends. We all want to play in the same game. Because we're going to hit that button that says matchmake, and they're going to hit the button that says matchmake, and it's not like you can't join on each other because the join feature is join squad.
Yeah, also like when you join like squads or like parties, like you leave game, like they don't do anything with the party. It's just you, even if you leave.
Yeah, and then everybody has to go to the main map or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so since there's not
Satisfaction of squad ranks, like you didn't put in any work to get that double rank. You weren't squad ranks, you're just playing on the same team.
right, and that's so obviously like the squad join and the squad play itself and the way they've got it set up with their fucking being able to join, change squads, all that. That's one thing. But then on top of that, even if you could, it really doesn't matter. Like, you and I can both play, you know, the healing bitch. We could run around medics. We could both play, we could all 4 play Casper, you know. And while, if you're playing with a squad, like, you have the ammo, speaking of which I need some. So that's cool. And I'm obviously running some medic shit. I've got the spawn beacon. Justin might have a medic bag. Like, you could play it like that. But it's not like... First of all, there's no way to tell, really. Like, I can't tell what you're running. Maybe you guys... What's Justin running? Casper?
Yep.
So if you guys look at me, I guess you can tell, like, that I'm running a... Like, now that you're looking at my person, you can probably tell I have a medic thing. But that doesn't mean I have the ammo bag. Yeah, that just means that I'm using a medic class player. I could be running the, like, it's like you're running Casper. It doesn't mean you have the Mav and the spawn beacon. You have a fucking ammo bag, you know? I can't tell that you have ammo.
I feel like they tried, like, I don't know if they tried doing this, but I feel like it's just way too similar. They're just, like, trying to play off of, Black Ops 2.
3, yeah.
Specialist and, like, the super good class that each specialist has.
Oh, 1,000%. So they definitely... And
I don't use specialists in Black Ops. I hate them, to be honest. So why would I want it in another game?
right, I don't pick a specialist because, like, the bow person or anything like that. I use the chick... What's the chick's name? Black Ops 4 that has the armor, kinetic armor or whatever, and it gives you, like, a couple points of damage. That's it. Like, that's my experience with those, and it's the same thing with Casper. We're running Casper, or I'm running the healing lady. These are the 2 people I use, and that's mostly because... Oh, she's got, you know, heal to 100%, and the, you know, that's pretty much it. Auto heals, like, with the gun.
I don't ever think to use, like, special abilities when I'm playing. I got my grenades, I got my ammo packs or medkits, and I got my weapon.
Well, and, like, Casper has a ping.
For her grenades.
So that's the thing I think is different, and I appreciate that, is it's more passive abilities. Like, that chick has a wingsuit. Casper has... the proximity scan. This chick has a healing... Right, it's not like, hey, I've charged this up and now I can use it once every like
shit.
5 minutes, you know? So that's different and better. Because then it's like what character you use. I could see myself using these characters more than the Battlefield ones. Because the Battlefield ones would be like, slam into the ground and like activate like a seismic charge. Okay, I'm not doing that.
You get fucked by them and it's annoying.
But here I get, you know, alright, I've been playing as Casper for a hot minute. I want to spice it up. I want to play as the dude who has the fucking grappling hook. And that's going to change my playstyle a little bit. It's going to open up certain parts of the map for me and like strategies or some shit. That's fine. But I think it's just broken in general because, like you said, I mean, Battlefield, like, a whole part of it is the squad play. And by taking away the roles, and you and I can make our roles, I could say, hey, you're going to play the medic. You're going to play the medic bitch, you're going to run a medic bag, you know.
That's one of the things I liked about Destiny or Battlefield.
If we don't stop them, they'll take every sector.
Right, I'm spawning in as the medic. This is the thing.
Have to use more teamwork. Don't just run around by yourselves to say
Enemy occupying an objective.
This is the thing that most of all. Because even the gadgets, like I said, if you want to play like that, you can. You can say, hey, you're going to play the medic. I want you to focus on medic and healing and all that type of shit. I'm going to focus on spawn beacons and mavs and, you know, proximity scans. I think there's a tugs that this Casper can get. Shit like that, right? What I think truly breaks it is everyone can use every gun at any time, no matter what else you're doing. And so that is really what's breaking it, is because now I can run Casper with a fucking submachine gun and a medic bag, and it's like, okay, bro, you're playing the recon player, and nothing that you just said to me screams recon anything. You're playing an assault player with a proximity scan now, you know? So that definitely, I don't know, they'll have to address that. I cannot imagine they won't address squads and being able to squad it with more than like 4. Obviously, the squads will be 4 people, but being able to join in on your friends to be able to run multiple squads. If they don't, that's a breaker. Like, I have more than 4 friends, you know? I'm going...
just trying too hard to be like the mainstream.
Yeah.
Just games, and it starts to be like blend all together. It's just a giant game.
So that's definitely, and that's something that people have been pointing to online, is like, and I've argued it to an extent. People are like, oh, it's trying to copy Call of Duty, and I'm like, no, shut the fuck up.
I wouldn't say copy, it's just like they're getting way too
But this is the thing, and was what I need people to understand. Like, I want to argue in the vehicle.
Yeah.
That is an
somebody
enemy
keeps
vehicle.
pinging it red.
That's an enemy vehicle.
Yeah, I don't have anything to destroy it with.
It doesn't have a health bar either.
No, it just keeps whatever.
No, they'd have to jump out.
Hey, somebody drop me ammo.
Well, it's stuck. It's not going fucking anywhere.
Back up.
That's funny as fuck. So yeah, I mean, so this is the deal, right? Call of Duty never did anything like this. You cannot... That's like saying Emma goes to school and she wears pink. Mackenzie goes to school and she wears pink. And then Emma comes in one day and wears black. Well, let's say different example. Emma wears pink, Mackenzie wears blue. Then one day, you know, Emma upgrades. She says, instead of pink, I'm going to slightly change it up. I'm going to wear red. Just a different shade, right? And then Mackenzie's like, alright, well, I'm going to fucking dress in purple. I'm going to take blue and red and mix it together and get purple. And then, when Battlefield decides, okay, interesting, we're going to take some of those elements of that blue, we're going to add that together or whatever, and now I'm wearing whatever, you know, fuchsia. It's mostly still pink. It's mostly still the color I was wearing. And you was wearing blue. Let's not fucking forget that. You weren't wearing anything. You were wearing a cool color, not a warm color. You know? But now I was like, hey, that thing that you did to my game, you kind of added some shit. You added like a slide and you added, you know, this and that. Those are actually good additions. That was a good idea. I want to do that to my game. I want to add that to my pink and my red. And now people are like, you're copying her. She was wearing blue first. Like, no. I was wearing pink first. Shut the fuck up.
I don't think it's copying Black Ops. I think it's just, I feel like all the games are just becoming way too simple.
Right.
Every that has released in the past, what, years has been so tight.
So the problem is, Call of Duty really fucked it up. Call of Duty is the one who fucked it up royally, and that's Battlefield was making Battlefield games. Call of Duty was making Call of Duty games. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was great. Battlefield 3 was great. And then Battlefield 4 came out, and that was great. And they kind of did the same thing. They were still making a very Battlefield-feeling game. Call of Duty decides, we're going to drop Ghosts, and then Advanced Warfare, and then Black Ops 4 and Infinite Warfare. And those games progressively got worse. You can make an argument for Black Ops 4 that it was okay. But the other ones were all not great, right? And in the meantime, Battlefield was like, alright, well, everyone seems to be like loving our Battlefield 4 game. Hardline was an experiment. We're really not going to count that one as like a whole ass game on its own. But we see people are really starting to hate on Call of Duty for doing this advanced shit. So let's go back to Battlefield like World War 1. Let's do Battlefield 1. Everyone loved that game when it first came out, right? That's a good game for the most part. And then Call of Duty bottomed out with Infinite Warfare, and that just sucked ass, right? So Call of Duty, like, for the first time in ever, sucked. Like, dead ass, people canceled their game. They were like, no, we're not buying this. And it was bad. So when they went back to the drawing board, they were like, okay, well, let's look at what these motherfuckers over here doing, because for the first time in ever, they've made us bleed. This is a legitimate, like, Call of Duty killer if we don't fix shit, you know? And so when they came back, you know, between that and Fortnite, they were like, let's take these elements and add it to Call of Duty, give it that Call of Duty polish. And that's what you get. Now you have the modern Call of Duty game. Isn't like Call of Duty at all. Call of Duty was never doing big maps. It was never doing vehicles, you know? And now it does, and it has the war zone, and like that's all never would have happened.
Call of Duty to me, it will always be to me. It's just like a small, medium map, and you have teams of what, 6 or 12,
Yeah.
and you just run
Ammo
around
bag.
shooting each other with grenades.
Call of Duty will always be team deathmatch.
Yeah, like that's running around and shit.
You got an ammo bag? You can drop it, yeah, whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's like, it's small to medium map. Sniping is not sniping like it is here, and you just have to accept that. You know, you have to get used to that. And that was Call of Duty. Call of Duty copied the fuck out of Battlefield. And it was like bigger maps with vehicles, and now they're even touting like, we'll have explosive, you know, environments. And it's like, welcome to the fucking party, you know? You're copying. Anyone who says Battlefield copies Call of Duty, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Call of Duty copied so much from Battlefield just to stay alive. You know, they were at their bottom.
It's different, like,
Its own thing. And then Call of Duty added to that and said, now we're going to copy Fortnite also and make Warzone. Now, is Warzone the best Battle Royale that's out? Hands down, yes. You know, like nothing competes with that now. Especially if you like Call of Duty and Battlefield-esque games. And you don't like the third person, like Apex and shit like that. So you got that. And then Battlefield was like, alright, well, let's look at what they're doing. And admittedly, from Battlefield 4 to 1, they did that. They made sniping easier. They made vehicles easier. They made everything easier. And even now, they're taking things and they're looking at what Battlefield's doing with Warzone, and they're saying, let's copy certain elements and add certain individual elements to our game. This is how we play Battlefield. But I think they've gone too far. I think with the characters and the squads, they fucked it up.
1,000 experience from that.
yeah, 15 just feel like everything is like, we're just gonna do the trend. We're just gonna do what is trending.
Both games are becoming too much like each other, and that's the problem now. So now Battlefield does its own think about how crazy that is. Battlefield makes a Battlefield game, and by all means this is a Battlefield game, and yes, they have copied some elements from Call of Duty, but now everyone is going to compare it to Call of Duty and say, oh my god, they're copying Call of Duty, and these are all Call of Duty things. And yes, there are some things that are Call of Duty, but for the most part 90% of this is still a Battlefield game. Whereas everyone says like Warzone's amazing, Modern Warfare is amazing, you know, and whatever, Cold War is a great game, and all this other shit. And it's like, y'all do realize like they're not even making Call of Duties anymore. They're making Battlefield games now.
I like Battlefield to me was like, it's a more like intelligent game. It's a bigger map. You have to actually strategize. You have to actually plan out what you're fucking doing. You have to actually make call-outs. It's not like the rest of the games where you just run around.
Yeah. So, and that's where I think I keep myself optimistic and youthful, and I say, yeah. And I wish, like this map here. Look at this map. We're gonna talk about this map for a second. This is a good map. Wow. I like this map as well. I think it's got good things, but this is the problem, right? Siege of Shanghai. Skyscraper right in the fucking middle. You can bring the damn thing down. It changes the map, you know, and instead of a tower, now you have a rubble pile in the middle. You have city all around it that you can drive through. There's city blocks with other skyscrapers you can go up, and you can run around the ground. There's a water section you can swim across, like you were talking about. Yeah, that water's wide open, but at least it's a short distance, and, you know, it feels different. It feels like I'm moving to a point. Yeah, it feels like I'm making progress from one point to the next, whereas this one just feels like I'm running through an open, empty-ass desert. Or an empty field. Okay, so anyways, so that's Siege of Shanghai. Then you get this map. And instead of putting us, you have us in a city, but there is no city blocks. There's no skyscraper. There's 1, 2 skyscrapers you can go up, right? And that's it. And you're basically playing a flat, empty, quote-unquote empty, a flat park, field area in the center of this city.
Yeah, they don't feel like real cities anymore, and I just realized this. I feel like in Battlefield 4, that map that I'm typically played, where we practice flying around.
Siege of Shanghai, yeah.
So like, when you like walk around that map, you got like papers everywhere. It looks like there's a war going on.
Mm-hmm.
This one just looks like a kind of an untouched city. Like no one's been here. It's just hey.
Yeah, here's a pristine city, and we're fighting in it. There's smoke in the background. There's buildings in the background.
Like, where's like the war propaganda? Where's like the sand barriers? Where's like all that shit? Like you have vehicles. You got little dirt on the ground.
Right. In Battlefield 4, it's kind of like cordoned off. You can't go down a road because that's a good point. I didn't even notice that. Like this, and
I feel like that's just what's missing. The big thing that's missing. Like we said, like there's just something missing about basketball.
it's those little details. And that's the thing. Like when you and I first were jumping on this map, we noticed like that one dome over there. I was like, man, there's no details in here. It's just a cement block. And if that was that one thing and you thought, okay, well, I mean, that's what it is. It's an amphitheater or whatever. It's just supposed to be cement. That'd be one thing, but it's every building. It's everything everywhere.
There's just no little details. It's just
Like right here as I'm looking at this, there's no craters. There's no sign of battle. I can see the smoke in the distance as if there's shit burning out there, but there's nothing burning here. I'm in a perfectly good park.
this isn't a city that we're having a war in. This is just a map.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to go see what's underneath here. I've never gone down this tunnel. If you even can. Yeah, and like even here, like again, we've talked about like here you have the barriers, the medians and shit. And so that's better than the other maps, but wow, there's a whole thing down here. I will say in defense of the game, like this, what the fuck is this? There's 6 cars down here. There's nothing else going on.
Like there's no sign. Like people abandoned expanding cars, right? That would typically mean like a war, chaos, but there's just no other sign of chaos. There's just cars.
We're just in a alleyway, and the alleyway is bland. There's nothing on the walls. This doesn't even... Okay, so this doesn't even look like a real city tunnel. New York City tunnel, Chicago, like all of those, like, they automatically have... Why is it so clean for a city, you know?
Like, this is South Korea? I'm sorry, what?
Let's see where this goes.
Like, I get, like, the modernness is 2042. Wow, it took us right back up to nowhere.
Yeah, and I figured... So yeah, why would you ever use that? So I will say, again, in defense of it, let's head to Bravo 1. In defense of it a little bit, I'm thinking to myself, okay, but if this was on a PS5 and you expanded it out, maybe those towers over that way and the skyscraper on the other side of Charlie Zoo, maybe those are playable in other map, in the like the bigger map. I don't know. If that's...
That's just Battlefield's, like, literally fucking over every broke person, which is everyone
Yeah.
in the world. So
Never mind.
afford a PS5 that we can't even buy because they didn't make
Yeah, never mind the fact, even if I could,
even make
I can't even find them.
They released, like, that was so weird. Like, they released the PS5 and then they're like, ooh, we don't have them. You're gonna have to wait another year.
Yeah.
Like,
Go fuck yourself, AI. He's like sitting near me. I'm on the ground. I jumped the wall. Oh, there's so many people here.
Never been a fan of core. I'm shooting somebody with a 4570 and it takes 2 shots.
Oh my god, there's so many people around you.
Around me? Yeah, no, kill them. Oh. Although I'm pretty fucking dead right now.
No, it was...
It is, like, why am I fucking... Dude, a 4570 is an elephant rifle. This is meant for, like, African big game. And I'm shooting somebody in the fucking chest and head with it, and it takes 2 shots. That's not fucking... That's not even right.
Where do we stand?
like, hardcore was just cancer.
Do you remember the gun Ethan fucking cut his fucking eye open with?
God damn it.
That was a 4570.
Okay, but to be fair, if every gun, if we made it realistic, would fucking one-shot everybody. Like, hardcore would be
That's not
realistic.
true. There's a lot of people that don't even know they get hit with 5.56 or 2.
Emma, I'm down next to you.
Targeting Bravo 1.
Now you start getting hit with like 7.62 rounds, you're starting to talk. But you're talking like 7.62 by 39mm rounds. And those come from a 240 Bravo.
I also think there's not... So, this game, I don't think there's a lot of versatility. So first of all, like I said, biggest problem to me is the map themselves. Orbital, cool idea. It has a couple awkward open spaces. Will I be playing Orbital 6 years from now? I could be. It's not a bad map. This map, I could be. It's kind of like Rogue Transmission, in that it looks pretty and it's fun to play. If you get into a good game and you're kind of kicking ass and it's doing well, this is a fun map. If you're the one getting stomped, then it's kind of like, oh my god.
And also this room, like, I like the concept of this. Like, it's trippy, you got shit moving, there's weird structures, but like, it's so basic. It's literally across the tower.
And there's nothing else going on. Right, graphically, this is one of the coolest rooms in the game. Yeah. There's still nothing and that's, I don't know, man. I kind of want to jump on Battlefield. We should, after this game, does everybody have Battlefield 4 loaded?
Yeah.
We should jump over to Battlefield 4 just for, like, a comparison. To go over there and, like, absorb it now after a week of this.
I just feel like they got lazy with details.
Yeah.
Like, seem realistic or something.
So that's definitely a problem. So now I also think the versatility of the maps themselves. So when I had Charlie one, when I think of this game, I'm like, it's more or less the same shit. Like, yeah, there's one that's at night and it's on the harbor, and then this one's in the city area, but it's like open.
And then they try to be cool with like, oh, put a tornado in it. Oh, we got rain.
The tornadoes upset me, and that's a different thing. I'll come back to. But you know, when you play Battlefield 4, and I'm not even going to talk about the DLC maps, specifically the vanilla base maps. You got like the city one, and then you got the dam, which is a little bit more vehicular and like horseshoe, but there's also the island in the middle, so it's similar, I guess. Then you got Operation Locker, has no vehicles. It's just a fucking meat grinder, an orphan smasher, you know, and it's all indoor and tight tunnels and shit like that. And then you got Gold Mode Railway, huge open map, all-out war, hundreds of fucking vehicles and shit like that. Rogue Transmission, it's a open map. It's not linear, but it's got like the satellite dish in the middle, so there's like a verticality to it, and the big circular road that goes around the whole damn thing. Easy to snipe from. It's got the towers. So there's a lot of variety in Paracel Storm. Is literally islands, and it has the rainstorm that comes in and
behind you.
I just got it. Quadruple build, like,
Yeah, you're
this
welcome.
fucking building.
nice.
That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. I love this building. See,
Kill my fucking kill.
And that's the other thing with like Battlefield 4 is each map had its own levolution. Tower comes down, dam gets broken, satellite dish gets taken down, whatever, right? DLC had a thing where you could like destroy a levee and a mudslide would trigger. You could raise and lower, like you break the dam.
realistic details. That's what the other game does.
I shot you in the head because you...
What's it called? Fucking, there's one where you're literally fighting in a, not a city in the sense like modern, but like somewhere in the Middle East, like, or not even Middle East, like Southeast Asia. You know, like the favelas in South America type shit. Like all these compact buildings stacked on top of one another. You can just run door to door. They got fucking little like tin huts upstairs on the roofs where they fold their laundry, like dry out their laundry. And there's a dam there that if you take down the little dam, it floods the map. And now instead of running on the streets, it floods the whole map for the first floor. And now you can swim on those, and boats get activated, and you know, basically the whole map just like loses a floor, you know, but it changes like the way you'd play that, you know. This is like, hey, here's a tornado, and then you get to one of the, mind you, there's 7 maps, and I think there's 3 of them that have the tornado on them. I was thinking it'd be one with the tornado, and then one has a sandstorm, and maybe we'd have some other shit going on. I don't know what else you would do, but I didn't think we were going to reuse that tornado on 3 different maps.
I just feel like the design people who are like being paid to be creative just didn't get paid enough.
Yeah, they weren't very creative.
They're kind of lazy.
I'm coming to get you. I didn't realize you're down. I think when we go back to 4, we're going to appreciate things like the movement speed on this game. The sliding and the ping. I know that that's something I'm going to be like, damn it, I could not get to you in time. I know that that's something that I've always wished you could do in Battlefield 4. I could ping a spot and be like, hey, they're coming from that spot, you know, or let's head this way, or whatever. But I think, no Battlefield since Battlefield 4 has gotten the guns right. The gunplay in this is smooth, and I like it. I'm fine with the guns, the shooting itself. It feels very Warzone. But I don't... The attachments, the number of guns... Again, that was...
That's something I was gonna like bring up is like the attachments. I'm level 16, and I barely unlocked shit for the gun I use every game.
Yeah.
I really have 2 scopes. That's about it. That's all I've unlocked in 16 levels.
Well, so
That's
the
just
problem is that so Battlefield 4, well no, not even that. There is that, but this is the deal. And so Battlefield 4 had battle packs. You would unlock a gun by how many kills you got, pretty much, right? Same deal. So I would use the first sniper, and once I got 100 kills with that sniper, let's say, I don't know the numbers, but I got 100 kills with that sniper rifle, I unlocked the second sniper rifle. But then attachments would come through the battle pack. So every time I leveled up, I'd get a battle pack. Every time I did something cool or whatever, you know, for at least a while, I would get a battle pack. And then that battle pack was random what would be in it. So I might get, you know, the 20 times scope the very first time, you know, that I want for that rifle. And I might get a bunch of random shit that I'm never going to use. And I might have to get like 20 battle packs before I finally get the scope that I want. I may never get the scope, you know? I've unlocked everything for the guns I have. It's just a matter of putting in the time, right? But that's how they did it. In this game, you unlock the guns by level. Like, oh, you're such and such level. Here's, you know, the next gun. Level 25, you unlock the DMR, you know? And your attachments are linked to your kills. So if you don't get kills with a gun, you're not going to get the attachments. But I think that's kind of backwards because, like, you're running around with a gun that's, like, hella recoil, hella everything. And then in order to unlock, like, a better scope, better attachments to make the gun more usable, you got to get kills with a gun that's not... sucks, you know? And that's why I'm playing this shit here like this, because I'm getting hella kills. They all count towards my attachments, you know? So, rack up the AI kills, get your attachments unlocked, and then have a fully functioning gun to go into, like, the real game with, you know?
Yeah, but, like, it's gonna take me 30 levels just to get the gun if I want it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Somehow the AI has taken every objective. What the fuck are we doing, guys?
Just talking.
Are you gonna leave Alpha 1?
I only say that because I'm sitting here with 30 kills.
So yeah, I think stuff like that, but I definitely agree. Like, I was open-minded about it, but now having played it, I'm like, well, it really, it isn't a feeling of camaraderie and squad unless you're playing with your friends and you make it that way. Like, when you and I, like, when the three of us are running around and we were running with Sorrow, and I was calling shit out and saying, alright, let's move to Charlie, let's move to this thing, cover me while I run through the open, you know, hey, I need a revive. Shit like that, right? We're playing it like a squad. And we're kind of just playing whatever we want, not necessarily roles, but you could play with roles. But then at the same time, like, if I was playing with randoms, if I didn't have y'all, and I launched this game up and I was like, dude, I love Battlefield, I just want to get in here and meet people, I wouldn't be able to do that in this game and squad up and, like, have any amount of synergy with people.
It's too individualized.
Yeah. And Battlefield 4 is like, I'm gonna be the fucking medic. I'm gonna have the paddles. Yeah, that's incredible to me.
Are you really surprised?
It'd be like that. Alright, so load up Battlefield 4.
Spectacular.
Okay. Oh, I gotta put my disc in, I bet. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I would laugh my ass off if they've updated Battlefield 4.
To be just like...
Not even like to make huge changes, but if there was a Battlefield 4 update 7 years later, I'd be like, bro, this game just keeps going. I don't think that's a foreign idea, though. I think there's a lot of people who are thinking to themselves, like, mean, I'd rather just play Battlefield 4.
I wish they would